relaxing times. Think Suntory times. Good evening, TCS TV viewers. Chris Nichols here from the camera store, and indeed I am drinking Suntory Hibiki whiskey here tonight. And we've got a special video for you. This is a little bit different than what we normally do. Just a quick short one, but we have two very exciting cameras from Fuji that have just come on the market. We normally like to wait for field tests, but these cameras are very cool, and I have to admit that Jordan was right when he said that what Fuji's gonna do is come up with some brand new cameras and transfer a lot of the goods from the X-T2 and X Pro 2 down into the X-T20 and X100F. So we're gonna do a quick little talk about those two cameras tonight. Now, when the X-T10 first came out and we reviewed that camera, Fuji seemed to be marketing that as basically an entry-level version of the X-T1, you know, something that was missing a lot of features. But with the X-T20, I'm gonna do something different here tonight because this has got a lot of power in it. And I think you should more think about it not as an improvement over the X-T10 or what's been gained from that camera, but more so from the X-T2, its bigger brother. What does this have and what is it missing? Because honestly, it's not missing that much. At the heart of the X-T20, we still have the brand new 24 megapixel sensor that you'll find in the X Pro 2 and the X-T2. And again, because this is just kind of like a preview look and not a field test, we don't have a ton of image quality from this camera, but you've already seen a lot of images. They're good. We like the new sensor. It's competitive. As far as the autofocus goes as well, this has been vastly improved. The X-T20 focuses really quick. Although compared to the X-T2, I'm not going to go ahead and say it's the same system. It doesn't have all of that capability, the customization, the ability to adjust tracking speeds or how the camera accelerates or decelerates its focus. And you don't have a joystick control to move the focusing point. However, you do have a touchscreen. We're going to talk about that as well. 4,000th of a second shutter speed versus 8,000th on the X-T2, not a big deal. And I just think the X-T20 body has a really refined finish. It looks beautiful and it just looks like it's quite a high quality camera. Still have a little pop-up flash there hiding, very cute. And this is new, you've now got a rotating screen. That's a nice feature to have on there. Overall too, the touch screen is gonna be a big benefit. Now, I like that I can touch for my focus, I can select different modes, touch AF where it fires the camera, or touch autofocus where I can point where I want. It autofocuses, but it waits for me to push the shutter. I like that because the autofocusing is already done. Now again, this is early. The quick menu, we can't touch screen yet, but I hope that they change that. Same with the menus, but that could all very well be implemented. And although we don't have a joystick selector, the touchscreen does make it very easy to point where you want it to go. To round out the handling, I do like a slightly larger grip on here. Your finger feels nice and secure. Overall, the X-T20 is very pleasing to hold and shoot. And finally, to round out the nice big changes on this camera with the X-T20 is 4K video, and that's surprising. Honestly, we didn't think they were going to incorporate that into the little brother, the X-T2. Sorry, X Pro 2 users, I know that sucks that this camera is basically making yours obsolete. Now anyways, it's not exactly the X-T2's capabilities, but you're getting fantastic video quality. We do have a mic jack, but unfortunately it is the 2.5mm jack on there. We tried to do audio into this camera, but alas, we don't have any of those easily breakable adapters. You can get 422 out of the HDMI, but you're not going to get F-Log. There's no battery grip. And unfortunately, without the battery grip, we're not going to get a headphone jack either. We don't know how long the record time is, but we don't think it's going to be up to the full half hour. But again, this is all pre-production stuff. It's still exciting to have 4K in here, and from what we've tested, it looks fantastic. And just as an extra treat, I'm going to talk about the X100F next, but you're going to see the footage for the rest of this video on this X-T20. Now here we've got the X100F. This is actually the camera series that started the whole X phenomenon that Fuji's enjoying now. They're starting to run out of letters though, I think. And again, the X100F is an improvement, but it still has basically the exact same lens and exact same kind of body design. But there are some notable changes. Before I get to that though, I do want to talk about a complaint on both cameras. The X-T20 and the X100F, we still have the tripod thread mount here, not lined up with the lens, and totally in position where if you add any sort of plate, your battery door is completely sealed shut. Jordan's having all sorts of trouble with the X-T20 right now in video. He's got the plate all the way back off the camera so he can mount a lens and get it on there, and it's just not very convenient. Now the X100F overall, it is a beautiful looking camera, same kind of feel. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the things that I do notice on the exterior that are a little bit different, we do have 2 control dials here now, you know. We don't just have to use the retro dials, we can actually now dial things in electronically. I like that feature, but much like the hybrid OVF, it makes me now almost think that, well, why would I ever even go to those retro dials? We've now got a very classic ISO selector pulling up on the dial and rotating. I thought I was going to hate it, but actually, to be honest, it works very, very well. And I can quickly set my ISO, even go down to auto and get that all put in. So that actually works pretty well. Otherwise, though, it's very, very familiar for any X100 user. There's a slight change to the manual focus ring, but otherwise everything feels and looks very, very familiar. Now the screen, it doesn't rotate and there is no touch capability. However, we do now have a joystick, and that goes hand in hand with the new autofocusing system, a la X Pro 2. So this is excellent. It's a really nice way to move your autofocusing point around. The autofocusing is much faster on this camera. Also throw in the 24 megapixel sensor, and that all makes this X100F pretty much the ultimate camera in the X100 series with some substantial upgrades. You know, no 4K video, but I think most people buying this camera are gonna want this as a still shooter in their pocket. Okay, well, we hope that you enjoyed that quick little look there. And first off, thank you to Fuji for getting us the X-T20 and the X100F early. We do very much appreciate that. Tweet to us, Instagram, check out our accounts there, subscribe to our channel. We've got lots more coming out this year. And you know, nothing revolutionary in these cameras, but I think just a natural evolution that we're now getting that great 24 megapixel sensor into some proven bodies. I think these are gonna make a nice splash on the market. And don't forget, folks, keep watching. Ring-a-ding-ding.
More intensity.
See you soon.